I've always had a passion for design. I mean, it goes back to when I was 8 or 9 years old, and I'd go into the garage with my friend Carlton, and break down this old Mac computer, see how it worked, and see if we could put it back together. It never worked, but we loved it. And then I got into Hamilton High School, and I was able to utilize their technologies, and that's when I was really exposed to design and manufacturing. I was just ecstatic. I felt like I was an artist, that I had the freedom to be creative and experiment and explore and show whatever I wanted to the world. But I also felt a responsibility to function in whatever I was creating. That I needed to show some purpose or some use in the end that would be useful in the world. This relationship I ended up calling creative accountability, and I saw it as the avenue that engineering and design really is created for. That novel innovations need to be created to meet real problems in the world. And that really appealed to me and is ultimately what rooted my passion for design. Montana Redesign was formed in July of 2014 to try and fill the void of design on the Carroll College campus. I was halfway through my education as an engineer, and I wasn't satisfied with the facilitation of manufacturing or even computer-aided design that was offered at Carroll. So we formed this and launched it as a student club to try and provide workshops and activities for students to engage in design. It was really awesome to see that students could learn, non-technical students even, that you don't need to be an engineer or a computer genius to utilize these technologies. And furthermore, you don't need to be a talented painter or a ceramic artist to express your creativity. We provide these simple workshops, an example being designing your own phone case. And then these students are just, you can see the excitement when they get to have something they can physically hold in their hand from this design process that they thought was over their head. This is what we're trying to advocate as an organization. S3E, Successful Engineering Education for Elementary Students, was an initiative formed by Montana Redesign in November of 2014 to try and integrate engineering into elementary schools. This all started because we were expanding the mission of Montana Redesign to go off campus, and we traveled to the De La Salle Blackfeet School in Browning, Montana. We were just supposed to go out there for a couple days and expose them to 3D printing technology, something they hadn't seen before, and if anything else, it'd be a good exposure. What I had them do was break into small groups and design a school. So you had one group that was designing the gym, another group that was designing the classroom, and one more group designing the library. And then I told them in the end they needed to collaborate and give me one blueprint so I could take it home and bring in a 3D printed model of their school the next day. These kids were just amazingly creative. I mean, you had laser tag rooms, a swimming pool shaped like a dog, you know, all the very essential things to an engaging academic environment. But that wasn't the case. It was that I was supposed to just expose this technology to the kids, but witness something far more important in the end. Here's a community that's faced with really, really challenging social problems. A community that has a birth rate where over 50% of new births are affected by drug or alcohol use. Challenges that can't really be affected by the outside world. And then this room of little 5th grade Native American kids worked as a team to offer a solution that they could hold in their hands at the end of the day and say, this is what I did. And I saw a lot of value in that. S3E is trying to provide a medium to develop the leadership skills necessary for the communities of tomorrow. The innovation that we advocate develops the critical thinking and the problem-solving skills that are needed in this global world to solve these problems that we haven't provided solutions to as a society yet. Early engineering education is important because it was my experience that I didn't always see the application of math and science in school, even technology. I didn't know why I became an engineer. It was simply because I was told that, well, you're good at math and science, so this is the track you should go on. And that's not a reason that I should pursue a lifelong career. Luckily, I formed a different perspective when I got to Carroll. Early engineering education is important because it develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills necessary for effective leaders for the next generation. I want people to understand that engineering is a public service that provides solutions to societal problems. That it's not just a bunch of nerds that are punching numbers in a calculator, but it is a group of professionals that are providing changes to our world to increase our quality of life. This is what I want people to understand, and this is why we need to put engineering education into primary schools, into elementary schools, so that they can grow up and see, hey, engineers are making a difference in the world. And even if it's not what I'm going to pursue, I understand the design process, and I understand how to solve problems and be a leader in whatever I pursue.